Hello world. So, as you can see, I'm already on a server, and I'm playing it, and I've been playing it for a bit. So, I'm recording now. Because I said that I should be recording, I'm getting a large amount of deaths this time. So, I am getting a pretty large, substantial amount, I'd say. 29 kills, 64 deaths. It's looking good, like I might get a better score this time. And by better, I mean worse, and you know what that means. That means success for my endeavors. But let me be clear. If anyone ever asks whether I have a mission for this, like Sophie asked me, then my mission would be to give other people's kills a lot faster. In an effort to, I don't know, for lack of better words, pollute the kill pool. Silly reasons. Anyway, they just released an update while I was gone. Not really sure of all the details. There's this event going on where I have to get 500 kills to get some kind of linked foot sword that's wrapped. I don't know if I care too much about that, because I stick to the wooden sword, so, you know, it doesn't really matter. Like, it would be interesting if it was a wooden sword or something. And also, as you can see there's quite a bit of lag with these swords this, like, now. According to, well, he was just here. He left, apparently. But according to binary Bill, the issue with hitbox and whatever, where you run into somebody and you try to deal damage and it doesn't do any damage and stuff like that, it's happening a lot more frequently that you don't actually deal damage. However, it's bad when that happens, sure, like it just did against Chad, and you could see it very clearly. My sword went through him, but it did no damage. But it's even worse whenever, like, I fought Chad earlier, and his sword went through me and did no damage. It's worse that I could see that on my end. That guy should have killed me, by the way. I was not prepared for that. In any case, the point here is that it might be a little bit more reachy, I'm not sure. I'm not really sure, though, because, I mean, like I said, I'm not sure. But the point is I have, basically, I'm going to go with 60 ms. I know it's hovering around 50 right now, but 60 ping. And so, I don't know how reachy this is on my end in comparison to normal, because it's quite usually very reachy lately. But, anyway, I don't know how to measure that right now, but what I do know is obviously there's some amount of reach, I don't know to what extent, and that it seems that sometimes my sword does damage and sometimes it doesn't. Again, I don't know the exact frequency or whatever for this, but that's how it is. So, a lot of people left, probably to join Bonespore, because he's streaming right now. And I heard that Snark got a, what was it? I'm not looking at the Discord right now, so all I have to go off of is this chat that is on this YouTube over here. So, let's see. Yeah, I'm gonna die a few times while I'm looking for this, but let's see. Snart got 1,510 kill streak while I was not around. Generally, people get streaks while I'm not around. Generally, the big stuff happens while I'm not around because, well, quite frankly, I don't care too much about the big stuff. But congratulations to Snark for that, because he deserves congratulations for something. I mean, it is a big deal. Getting over 1,000, definitely. Reminds me of Pyromance. But anyways, it's a big deal. And it's not something to be overlooked, especially considering the time spent for something like that, and the effort and the exhaustion factor. And aside from that, congratulations to Binary Bill for managing to get a wooden sword streak of 16. He's been doing that a little bit, and I tried doing a wooden sword streak, and I did terrible. And as I continued playing, I got worse and worse, and eventually just couldn't get past 3. So I gave up on it because I'm not a streaker. But at least I found out that you can go to your reset stats right here, and you don't have to rejoin the server every time, which is quite convenient for streakers everywhere. So that's something, at the very least. I might get into wooden sword streaking, doing that at some point, but I mean, not right now. And I haven't made videos because I had a very depressing thing going on, and so that's why I haven't been making videos. And likely, I don't know, either I'll make videos or I won't, but I mean, it's affected me greatly, so that's what I will say. And I'm not going to say what it's about or who it's from or whatever, but it is what it is. And so, yeah. So that's what the deal is. And I don't have much to comment on or say because I know Snapper, but I don't know anybody else. Well, I know him relatively anyways. For the most part, I like talking to people I know because I have some sense of what exactly to say to them versus other people. So, I don't know how to react, but maybe there will be some fun instances that I can comment on. Who knows? Well, if nothing else, what I will say is shadows are very important, in case nobody knows about that yet. And I bet there's a lot of people that do know that, but if you see a shadow, like about that far away, and it's moving down, then likely it indicates that you're about to be dropped down on. So you can react to someone without seeing them by just focusing on the shadow. And according to this, it kind of looks like what they did was they extended the reach value rather than reducing it, which means that the sword is likely ahead of you rather than farther away. I need to test this theory. Because before, it was like the sword was delayed quite a bit, and that was by default. Like, when I had lower ping, it was more noticeable that the sword was farther away from me, which would indicate that that it was farther away rather than in front of me. But anyway, I wonder if the prediction of sword is more of a sword prediction than it is a catch-up feature. In which case, I'm going to be charging in to see if that affects things. Lately, whenever I've been joining and playing this, and I haven't played this for like 3 days or so, but lately whenever I've been playing this prior to this update, I've been getting used to moving backward because of the delayed hitbox and stuff at just the right times, and stopping in place. And I was finally getting used to it. I was able to kill Firebrand and Venom Shank users with ease. And so it was meaning I was making quite a bit of progress with my training. Now, though, I wonder. I'm not doing any damage. And now I did damage, but I wasn't doing any damage to that blue guy. Which means that, you see, normally wow, no damage. Anyway, you can see how that has changed, that hitbox issue. Seems like the sword is behind me rather than in front of me, though. I don't know. I still can't quite put my finger on how the hitbox is, where it is, or what's changed about it. What is that damage? Nothing. No damage. What's happening? What do I do about this? Too far. Wait, why did I take damage? That's weird. It's very, very strange. It's weird how the moment I start recording, I start doing better. Maybe it's because I'm focusing now, or maybe it's because everybody good left. And I feel like that's one of the issues here. I'm trying to get a high death value, and I can't do that whenever the good players are not on the server. Also, why do you use Shadow Orb whenever you're just going to use particles that make you very clear? Shadow Sphere. Shadow Orb, Shadow Spear, Shadow Ball, whatever it is you want to call it. No damage. Wow, that hammer is just as strong as I remember it. From SFT, just about. There's no one here. But I'm not going to reset this time. Come on, turn around and kill me with that hammer. You can do it. Unless you want to kill me with a Ghost Walker, that also works. See, no problem. Sure, I didn't do any damage, but it doesn't matter. It's not satisfying to end a streak with a sword that does a lot of damage. It's satisfying to end a streak with a sword that is very hard to end a streak with. And the reason why that is satisfying is because it's difficult to pull off. It's a personal achievement, not something that's brag-worthy, so to speak. I mean, you can brag about it if you want, but, sure. But I would consider it a personal achievement if you could do it with something that challenges yourself rather than making it easier. Sometimes you just have to drop your sword on the enemy. Sometimes. So anyway, since the update happened, I imagine I'm going to have to relearn how to use the wooden sword again. Which has already been explained. But I have nothing better to talk about, okay? Nothing better at all. Other than, I don't know, I'm exhausted. And I joined Bonespore only to have him leave. Go to a different server. Makes me question, why did I join him in the first place if he's just gonna leave? No damage. Alright, so Binary Bill was right. This happens a whole lot more frequently than it did before. What? Whoops. Didn't mean to go that far. I am the man of noob mistakes. I should go back and play Hexaria sometime. You know, that's weird. I fell right inside of him and did damage to him. My hitbox was in front of him. That doesn't make sense. Well, I reacted. I don't even know what to call that. I would have killed that guy like, I don't know, 2 or 3 times. I don't think I like this update, to be honest with you. What is this? I've melted. It's too hot for me. Oh, he killed me. Amazing. Why is it amazing? Because I jumped off and missed. Yes, I am very boring to listen to. Or at least, I feel like I am. Well, shoot. Oh, there he is. What is this? Is this where you find Santa? And the reason I got that kill is number 1, because my hitbox finally worked. And number 2, it's because he was on higher ground. I just have to say, Snapper, you're very good at flying around in this game. Reminds me of Gulak, how he was able to traverse the entire map in under 5 seconds, which doesn't make any sense. But this game's different. Let's build a nuke here. Hello there, I have returned. 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 Is that all he says? Kept saying the chat ended because I walked away, but then I walked up to him and he just repeated himself. Oh, he died. What a shame. No comments. Nothing else to say. Wow, you can stab while it's being in parried mode? I don't think I'll be able to get over there. Well, let's try again. Wait, this is where a sword spawns? Wonder what that is. I'm not going to use it, but it makes sense now. Honestly, I would say GG, and you deserve it, but, like, I absolutely hate it when my hitbox does nothing. Still, saying GG even in that case would be respectable. Even so, I'm not going to. I'm just not in the mood. Did I get 3 kills there? Hey, Shadow Sphere. I didn't even see. Interesting range on that weapon. Still know what it does. Hmm. Again, I apologize for not saying much. And I feel like it's going to be a continuation of this as I continue to make videos. But that's just it's just the way things go when I don't have anything to talk about. It's just the nature of things. I was worried he dropped me the aluminum for a second there, so I unequipped my weapon. It's never your kill stealer? Yeah, something like that. Still killer. Why did he run away? That's light skin user. He could have killed me. Like that guy did, very easily. He escaped again, didn't he? Yep, he sure did. He died that time, though. You know, in other news, Nuclear Throne recently released an update. Maybe I should make more videos of that. I would have a whole lot more fun making videos of Nuclear Throne than this. Why? Because Nuclear Throne has collision that works. Things that make sense. Sure, it may be mostly single player, and there is a cooperative play, but I mean, when your hitbox touches something that does damage, you take damage. When you use something that touches something else that deals damage, then you deal damage to that thing that you should deal damage to. And it actually works, like it looks like it should work. Instead of things passing through each other and not actually doing anything, and then you dying to things that don't make sense. However, in Nuclear Throne, you do die to a lot of things that don't make sense until you're like, oh, that's what happened. Like a bunch of bombs go off, and you're like, oh, a bunch of bombs went off. That's why I died. But at least in that game, you have to suffer and defeat of things that are like obvious. You died to your own fault. Whereas in this game, it's like, oh, that sword was in front of me facing the opposite direction. I guess the lag worked in such a way that the hitbox somehow stretched to reach me from behind, even though I was not even touching the sword. You know? One of those types of instances. So unless I develop myself into enjoying the pain of this game, I am never going to enjoy it. It'll be like, if you see my channel and you look into my videos, at the farthest ends, the farthest reaches of my channel, you will find Halo 5 videos. That was like one of the first-ish videos that I have on my channel. I mean, the first video I had on my channel was me exploiting Roblox and Keep the Hill, but it was DMCA'd because it had music in it that Roblox didn't like. However, at the time, it was strictly Roblox music, so anyway. The point is merely that in Halo 5, I reached a level in PvP that was diamond in ranked. And yet, whenever I went to go play that one game, Warzone, I was always, 99% of the time, literally, even in the stats, 99% of the time on the losing team because of one singular factor, and that was because every single game I was up against a party, a full lobby of people that communicated with each other and had the perfect setup for every game. And I was always in a list of random people who were not in a team. And so 99% of my games were losses because I was never in a team. And that was the extent of it. I would have enjoyed Halo 5 a whole lot more if Warzone was not so stupid. So, losing in that game was never my fault. It was always because of the system. And you could argue that it was because I lacked skill, but like, I was diamond rank in team games, and I got to a point where I had to, in free-for-all, I had to try to die in order to get killed, because I was good enough at the game to just not even try and still win. And I'm not like that at all now. I'm very terrible at everything I do. But maybe it's because I grew up. Maybe it's because I'm on meds. Maybe it's because I lost the spirit of doing well in games. Maybe it's because I'm suffering through depression. Who knows? Could be a whole plethora of different things, including the fact that my room is constantly filled with gases and stuff. Who knows? Air quality is poor. But anyway, I don't really remember what I was saying there, other than that I used to lose a lot, and that back then I got to a point where losing was genuinely fun. Anyway, I feel like I'm well past the point where it's genuinely fun. Now I don't feel anything whether I win or lose, but I really hate it whenever it's like, I should be doing damage, this should be working, and it doesn't. Because I trained myself so long on this game for things that make sense, that no longer make any kind of sense at all. For example, that person would be dead if it were old Roblox physics. And I would have been able to continue to spin around and attack that other person and likely die to them anyways, but I would have done some damage anyways. That guy can stand literally perfectly still and kill me. And now reacting ahead of time doesn't do anything. Anyway, I should be enjoying this, but I'm not. This is why I don't know if I'll continue to make videos right now. Because my sole reason making these videos was to enjoy it. And I'm not enjoying this. But you know, if I made a video with someone else, maybe I would enjoy that. It would be worth a try. Although, the last time I did that, it didn't go so well. The after effects. But you know, I just have to say, the worst game, both the best and the worst game that I have ever played, is Roblox. The reason why it was the best is the people I met in this game. The reason why it's the worst is because the community sucks. It is the most toxic place on the internet, in my experience. And real-world crimes are committed left and right on this site. Whereas real-world crimes, I never even once seen it happen on any other game that I have ever played. So at this point, you could practically say that I have a vendetta against Roblox itself since 2015. Even though I was still doing good at this game after 2015, I still had some kind of thing against Roblox for many, many years. I'd say it's mostly because they removed all of my friends multiple times over. And I have always had a poor memory for names. Oh, and they never listen to the community. Except for now that they are having lawsuit issues. Now they're forced to save face. But only whenever people are making it open to them on public channels and such. I would never imagine that they would be able to do anything if you requested stuff privately, likely. Die already? No? Okay, I'm dead. Cool. Ah, burritos. Because why not? No damage. Explain that to me, devs. Please explain. How did I do no damage? You saw that firsthand on this video. How did that do 0 damage? That did damage. Now you could say, well, that was a latency issue. Watch my other videos. If you think that's all that the issue is, watch my other videos. See that sniper guy? I was fighting him. See all those other kills I had where they were standing completely still? And I did no damage while they were standing completely still. You call that a latency issue. I wonder what your next excuse will be. Yes, I am genuinely frustrated at this. But I suppose if I wanted to learn anger management, I could sit here and force myself to make more videos. $181. I believe that was my record, right? So I have to get infuriated at the game in order for my record to be broken. Cool. You know, there was a guy in SFOTH 4, the game that I normally play, who was named guest from way back when. And he looked like that guy. However, that is not who he was. Still, there was a guy literally named Guest that played that game for quite some time, if I recall correct. At least I got one kill. That's a good question. What is this chat? I'm not even paying attention. And I don't think I will pay attention. I wonder, if I had 200 ping, would I be able to get kills with my hitbox? That one worked. I don't know why that one worked. You could very well say, oh, that guy had the similar latency to you. And you know, you might be right, but how do you go off and explain how this game has changed since the last video? Not to mention, but Binary Bill also experienced the similar issues as me. But you know, people like Snark, Binary Bill, Gulek from SFOTH 4, Corbin, you know, the rest of them, they all have a much, much higher endurance than I do for stuff like this. They are all so very, very, what's the word? Dedicated. Yes, that's the word. They are all very dedicated. I used to be dedicated. Look at what's happened. I've fallen into pieces. I'm no longer dedicated. And yes, I was talking literally with my character. Glad to see that bug still possible, if you'd even call it a bug. Haha, no one got a kill on me that time. Anyway, at the very least, the one thing I am happy about is that in this video, at the very least, I have, even if I skipped some kills and content, I have at least, I don't know, gotten more deaths than kills than last time. You know, succeeded in my true goal. True goal. But let's be honest, my actual true goal here is to get people interested in the wooden sword so that they will play this game with the wooden sword more often. Binary Bill got interested, and then he started doing better, and he made a streak of 16. So, if he can do it, you can do it, and you might find joy out of doing so. However, with this update, I don't know. With these swords being this bad, I don't know. Maybe it's best to quit, after all. Quit while I'm ahead. Although, I feel rather behind right now. I don't even have friends left on this platform, hardly. Let alone friends anywhere else. And for that, I just... don't really feel like continuing with anything, honestly. There we go. 100 to 202. This is an extremely small sliver. In any case, I'm glad that's over. If you see another video from me, then likely it'll be with Bone Spore or something. I'm not gonna hide it. Bone Spore did request to do a video with me at some point. So, if that happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But, you know, here's hoping that it does, because, not for the content or anything, but because, I think it would be fun to just have a voice call with somebody who plays this game and do a video with them. See how that goes. Like I did with some other people in that other game. Even though it didn't go well after the fact, it's not because of the video that it didn't go well, it was because of other reasons. It just so happens that the SFOTH community is not to be trusted. In any case, see you next time.